Hey guys, I'm in McGehee, Arkansas, and I'm at the site of the Jerome Rohwer Interpretive Museum and Visitor Center. Let's go take a look around. So this is the actual museum, and we just watched about a 15-minute video that talked about the internment camp. You can see some of the Japanese haiku. So this is a super interesting museum that documents the plight of the Japanese Americans that were forced to come to these relocation centers, which were effectively concentration camps. There were two in Arkansas, this one called Rohwer, and then another one about 15 or 20 miles from here called Jerome. At one point, there were over 8,000 people interned here at this location. Well, not this museum, but at the Rohwer camp. You know, you don't really ever think about the American government holding people against their will, essentially in a concentration camp. But shortly after Pearl Harbor, there was a mass hysteria among Americans that Japanese were all bad, and as a result, they sort of, well, they did essentially stereotyped all Japanese Americans, even some second and third generation born Japanese Americans, as being potentially dangerous. So they would send them to these relocation centers, forcibly send them to these relocation centers, where they had to live for a period of time until the war was over. Some photos showing the construction, the Catholic Church and Buddhist temple, Rohwer at night, the pig pen, the school. One of the most famous internees at this location was George Takei, who you may know as Sulu from Star Trek. Him and his family were interred here for a period of time. Oh, here's the closing of the camp and resettlement. In December 1944, the Supreme Court ruled that loyal American citizens could no longer be kept from returning to their homes. The War Department responded by lifting the ban on Japanese aliens as well. With the ban lifted, the War Relocation Authority began to arrange to close all relocation centers. Some inmates returned to the West Coast and attempted to rebuild their lives, while others chose to resettle in the Midwest or East Coast. Center Cemetery. Huh. That's very fitting. The lessons learned must remain as a grave reminder of what we must not allow to happen again to any group. That's beautiful. It was carved in 1944. This special piece of our American history was carved during the Japanese-American internment during World War II, carved at Amish, Colorado, March 1944. That's beautiful. The language used to describe the treatment of Japanese Americans during World War II is often controversial. Many Japanese Americans feel that concentration camps is the most appropriate term for the places in which they were confined. Other Americans cannot fathom that the term concentration camp can be associated with anything in America. Some Holocaust survivors object to the term being used for anything that happened outside their experience. Many Americans are more comfortable with milder terms such as internment camps, but these terms are historically and legally inaccurate. As historian Roger Daniels has suggested, euphemisms are part of injustice. Wow, yeah, that's very fitting. There's a piece of stone from the smokestack of the concentration camp of Jerome. Really interesting place. It's really not something you would ever think would be in your own backyard. Thanks for watching, and if you like this type of content, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.